Now, teams who will overachieve. I really like Washington State at over 5.5 games. I really do. Teams that overachieve, I only got that one team there because I expect Washington State to have what I think is a better year than last year, which is saying a bunch because they were able to go beat Washington for the first time in some time in dramatic fashion. Their non-conference slate is Idaho at Wisconsin, a game that I think they could win, depending on how good or bad Graham Mertz is. And then you got Colorado. But you also got Oregon at home. You got to travel to USC, and then you got Utah at home. If you snatch even one of those, I think you get to 6 games, and Jake Dickert gets to have an outstanding first real year as the head coach of Washington State. I also have a little bit of history with Washington State's defensive coordinator, Brian Ward, in that he was defense coordinator at Tulsa Union in 2006 when I was a senior in high school. I remember that year because it didn't go so well for Union because my man Bill Blankenship got up and left, and when he got up and left, they hired a dude that's coming in to try to keep up Union's 50-game win streak at home. They invite the MTV Hoovers over, and then they got the brakes beat off, and then they lost 3 games in the season. That was, DEFCON 4 in the city of Tulsa. My man has worked his way into Washington State. I'm very excited about it. Plus, Jake Dickert has this North Dakota State pedigree that I really love. And we'll talk a little bit about why Cam Ward and the offense coordinator there are also people you should believe in going into this year. All right. Teams who will underachieve. Teams who will underachieve. I only got one on the list here. Oregon. 8.5. So they would have to win 9 to go over. I think they're going to win 8. It's that 9th that I got a problem with. At Georgia. L. Eastern Washington. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. BYU. I think BYU could get you, dude. They know who they are. They know what they want to do. This is not new for them. They do this. And then you have Washington State, who I already spoke about, and then Utah, who I really think is going to be a good Pac-12 program this year. You're going to have to do a lot. I don't hate the non-conference schedule because you have to play somebody every single week, and I genuinely love that as a college football analyst and fan. But I'm sure that you as head coaches are like, yo, can we put some wins on our non-conference schedule? Who put this together? Be like, RJ did. RJ did this. RJ is excited about this. But no, this is a death march for you. Okay. Moving on from that, the best bet to put money in the bag. All right. So this was actually a question that was generated from the tweets when I asked people, what would they like to see in these conference previews? And it's like, hey, man, give us our best bet to put the money in the bag because that's a segment that was invented on this show and I'm really fond of and we're all really fond of over here at Fox. So at the top of the list is Eastern Washington at Oregon. Okay. I am also basing this off of what happened to Washington last year. The first and last season for Jimmy Lake to be the head coach. Look, now, I'm not inclined to want to see Eastern Washington, Colin Cowherd's alma mater, as much as we talk a bunch about USC over here, go and get that W against Oregon because I would like to be able to talk about the Pac-12 being great. However, I can't look at Eastern Washington and just write them off. Now, by all rights, they should lose this game. But wouldn't it be something if we're talking about Eastern Washington handing Oregon this L and then emptying their pockets of $635,000 for the privilege? That would be outstanding. Shout out to Hero Sports, who goes and gets these open records requests to find out how much these FCS teams are getting paid to play these FBS teams, and from time to time, go get that W too. Oh, it's the Pac-12, so we got not one, but 2 money in the bag bets here. North Dakota State, Arizona. All right. Shout out to my man Jed Fish because, nothing like putting the most dominant FCS program in the country over the last decade on your non-conference schedule the year after you're coming after a 2-year losing streak. I'm sorry. It's funny because it could be outstanding. All right. So North Dakota State going to get $425,000 for going to Tucson to play Arizona. I can't say with a level of confidence that I expect Arizona to win that football game. Now, the nature of recruiting, the nature of facilities, 60 scholarships, 65 scholarship players to 85 scholarship players. You should win this one going away if you're Arizona. But, that's North Dakota State. And the Bison, they ain't used to losing to anybody. I wanted North Dakota State to schedule Alabama for some time. I understand why that's not going to happen. However, when I can get one of these on the schedule, yes, go ahead. Throw you some money down on the Bison on this game because what you got to lose? Like, if you lose it, you get to tell everybody, cool, I put money down on it. Arizona is a Pac-12 team. They ought to win that game. But wouldn't you like to come out ahead? Like North Dakota State coming out ahead, $425,000 plus the win? It's a good look. It's a good look for you. It's not a good look for Arizona. Good luck to the Wildcats because I think you're going to need it. Thanks for watching this video. And remember, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos on the #1 Ranked Show YouTube channel.